But this is what we're going to do today. So get these rocks out of the way and work this area, and we're going to use the vacuum to vacuum off the bedrock, and then we're going to run that dirt through the dry washer. Alright, well, we've been using the vacuum, but the ground is so wet, running it through the dry washer is a joke. And I know you're not supposed to run this wet of material through the dry washer. Usually I would lay it out on a tarp or something and let it dry, but I don't have that kind of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to vacuum it up. We're going to run it through the dry washer a couple times, which has been a pretty slow process because it is extremely muddy. So we'll run it through the dry washer, and then what we'll do is we'll run it through a couple times, 2 or 3 times. Probably take more than that to dry it, but we'll see what we come up with. But it's definitely not the way I'd like to have it. It'd be nice if it was dry, but it's not, so we'll see how we do. Okay, so we're on the bedrock right here, and what we're doing is just kind of vacuuming down along the bedrock, and we're going to follow it down. It's kind of dipping down here. You see the bedrock, and then on the right here and towards the left, it looks like these are just rocks. So we'll see if we can pry those out and keep going down, follow this bedrock down. We had a couple bighorn sheep watching us from the distance. Now here's where we're working. Here's the dry washer all set up. Well, apparently the bighorn sheep aren't afraid of our little prospecting project, because they're now coming closer here. Let's see if you can see them now. Gotta see if I can find them. I think it's right there. Now he's right there, and there's 2 of them. There's one there and one over to the left, but I can't see him right now. But all right, well, here's what we ended up with for the day. We're gonna cut it a little bit short because it looks like it's gonna rain, but we got a couple hours, 2.5 hours in of work. So we vacuumed down here around this bedrock, and it doesn't look like we hit the bottom. We were trying to follow it down, but anyways, that's all we're gonna do for today. So we're going to fill this hole up, and we'll get out of here. Okay, so here's the tailings we ended up with today. I'd say we probably went through about 4 buckets. Probably 4 buckets of, about 5-gallon buckets of material. So it was real wet, so typically you should be going through quite a bit more than that, but it was a little tough because it was wet. So anyways, that's what we ended up with. And our visitors, our bighorn sheep, have came even closer, and they're darn near to us now. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. I'm going to try, but they're right here now. Right there. And there was one to the right of the screen and one to the left. And I can show you where they were before, and that was way up here on the top of the hill. So they have traveled a long ways. I'd say now they're within, it's probably 300 feet of us. All right, we're gonna do a clean out. So we're gonna go home and clean it out, do a clean out and see how we did. Alright, well, we got back to the house, and I don't know if you can see it. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but we got quite a bit of little pieces, and we went through about 4 or 5 buckets. It ended up raining, but really for 4 or 5 buckets, we did pretty good. You can see it now, but there's still more down here in the rest of the pan that I gotta get. Here's some of it we pulled out here, and then over here is some real micro stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but real small stuff that's still left, that's throughout this whole, all this black sand, and bullet fragments. Got tons of bullet fragments too. Anyways, that's where we're at.